Alright. Fate Chosen were captured by Bronson and his crew and taken to the Barrack Zilfin den.
By Bronson?
By Bronson, yeah.
Oh, wasn't Bronson the shop guy?
No,
Brock.
Too many names. Brock, thank you. You guys were given 1 hour to spend with the clan before going to the trial that would determine Harakai's fate. And now that you've decided that you're acknowledging that you guys, did this yourself, will also determine your fate. Entering to the den, you guys saw only a handful of Barrack Zilfin clansmen, with Jed being among them. Originally feared dead in the encounter they had with Brock and his men.
The rest of the Four Swords?
In the rest of the Four Swords, yeah. After welcomes and introduction and a small celebration, Arvin sat you guys all down to discuss a serious matter. And that matter is the next Admiral of Barrack Zilfin. Yvil's last official order was to name Harakai his successor and the next leader of the clan. We have no objections from the remaining clanspeople. Harakai, you were unceremoniously that's the word, promoted to Admiral, and immediately began addressing your friends and your clan. With the weight of responsibility of your new role on your shoulders, you swore that you would lead them to better days. Dario, using your powers, you focused your energy into the unconscious Yvil, hoping to help in whatever matter you can, whether that be ease his pain or possibly bring him out of unconsciousness. Miraculously, Yvil opened his eyes, immediately calling for you, Harakai. Sharing some words with you, he told Arvin to hand over a letter that he had been holding for quite some time, and that letter was from your mother. Telling you to read it in private, he then requested that you guys take him above deck so he could feel and witness the sunset one last time. Spending his last minutes by his side, Harakai, you described to Yvil the beautiful sunset, the sky, and he also asked about the mountains, which were obviously his long ago home. You trail off into silence as the rest of the crew stood at attention before looking down at the peaceful resting face of your mentor, your father-like figure, and your friend who had now passed peacefully. Ordering Arvin to arrange his burial, you steeled yourself for what was about to come next. The fate of your friends and your clan depended on the next few hours and the choices you will very shortly have to make. Was there any questions or anything that was missed?
How are
We
you?
do this just before we can play the game mix up. After the intro, I think. So I can go straight from being in that mood that you put us in straight into the game. Just a suggestion.
Yep.
So are we starting the session? We're still in that hour. We are meeting. Like, we're
You'll
not
be in the
starting-
last few minutes of that hour.
Is this gonna annoy the audio, you think? Because that's gonna get annoying.
I'm going to
I'll try.
Any questions? Anything
Bill's
to add?
dead, isn't he?
The bill was passed, yeah.
That's
And you guys left him
good.
up on deck with Arvin getting ready to take care of his burial.
Did you read your mum's notes?
Alright, ready to record then?
Sorry, is this an hour after we all had
10%.
It's still within the same hour. So it's the last few minutes before the trial begins.
Oh, I'm so not ready for this. Can I call in a sickie?
Alright. We're ready recording? Yep. Alright. Everyone's willies out? Let's do it. Welcome to tonight's episode of...
Mythic Wyrd.
Before we get started, a quick shout out to our friends over at Dungeon and Candles. They make these awesome D&D candles, wicked scents, and can you customize these?
The name on the Dungeon Master you can customize.
So very nice candles. We have been burning these non-stop in our games, partly to hide the stench of farts and partly because they're awesome. In other news, you'll obviously realize that we are in a totally new area. This is a sneak peek of our new studio, guys. It is about 85-90% there. We've got a few things to finish off and a very, very, very special surprise hopefully coming next week that we'll be super excited to share with you guys. So we'll do a tour on Instagram or on our socials. Obviously follow us there and we'll give you guys an actual tour of our new studio.
And we're slowly upgrading all aspects of our gear, so cameras, audio, everything will slowly be upgraded. Probably not all at once, but in stages. We'll see it.
And then as always, a big shout out to Hero Forge. Obviously you guys will notice that all of our thumbnails are done using Hero Forge by the very talented Björn Ulfen.
Bjorn would have the patience.
With what?
Bjorn would not have the patience.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys want to purchase our hero models, we'll put a link down in the description where you guys can go buy them or purchase the files and print them yourselves. And hopefully we'll have some very exciting news about that in the future as well. Any other info, shout outs? All right. Let's dive in back with the Fate Chosen.
Ooh.
The party has just descended the stairs back into the once mighty barrack den. The doors close softly behind you guys as Yaville's body slowly disappears, still lying on his back, facing the beautiful array of colours. As you guys all take a second to process what's just happened, you're reminded once again by Arvin that you've less than 10 minutes before you're going to be summoned for trial. You all, mainly you, Harakai, try to push back that morning of a friend. And even though he wasn't anything to the rest of you, you still felt his presence sorely missed by the clan. One of the greatest leaders yet of Barrack Sylphan. You guys look at each other, all getting mentally on the same page and preparing each other for what's about to come. You've all accepted that you're here by your own will, which means by the Krajam law, you can be judged using their laws. Now, not really knowing what that means, you guys prepare mentally for anything. As Harakai, you scramble with your new responsibilities, the fate of your clan, and the fate of your friends, knowing that you're already down 1 point with one of the admirals dead, and the clan practically destroyed with no one to replace him. It's not off to a good start. So, as you guys stand face to face, is there anything you'd like to share or speak to each other about before you head off for trial?
Alright, so here's what me and Wilson have prepared. And Harakai. Hands out. This way.
No way.
Is that for me?
You. This is Kyla.
Private and confidential. Oh my god.
Oh, why is mine so heavy?
This is so cool.
Oh, what?
I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, this is why you wanted the age.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I needed to pass it, actually.
That is awesome.
So it should have most of the information you need on trial, as well as a few references to pieces of code that will come up. It also has the trial procedure and how things are going to work. So I'd advise giving it a good read. Also, a side note, I don't know how much of this is actually accurate, because I kind of just wrote it without him checking it.
This is
So.
insane.
This is awesome, Joe.
Good job.
Yeah, if there's anything like wrong with the code though, just
That's so good. I can't believe you've done this.
Whoa.
Code violations.
That last sentence.
which one?
Mr. Valentine was the only individual to return from the interdimensional creature's base.
Yeah.
I love the mugshots. Why is Sullivan so angry?
Wait, can I see yours?
I love that Dre is smiling.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dre is smiling. She's like,
I love the hype thing.
Yeah.
yeah. You've
What,
done
did
so
you do these
well.
on Hero Forge as well?
Yeah.
That's so good, man. That is wicked.
Can we put a link to these files in the people download for one soon?
I can edit photos into the video if you guys want.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Because yeah, people have to see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Will it be in shackles in there?
Would be in shackles in the trial?
Most likely, yeah.
I'm assuming so.
I don't do too well in shackles.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can really do anything about that.
Just take a deep breath. Imagine you're out at sea. That's what you like, right?
See? I've never really tried that. But I will try my best.
Remember those breathing exercises as well. That seemed to help before.
It's quite an interesting book. Have you read it?
No, I haven't, but I'll have to give it a read later.
Okay.
Is everybody read up? Understand what's going on?
I think so.
Any questions?
If we are guilty, what is the consequence?
Well, that is up to the council, the admirals. Basically, if the admirals vote and if majority can come to a final verdict, that's the punishment that will be acted upon. So you already have one person on your side.
That's relieving.
Will you be tried now that you're admiral?
Sorry?
Will you be tried,
Yes.
but also voting?
Well, I'd still got to vote. It's a discrepancy in the code, really. As well, of course.
So many loopholes.
We are resigning ourselves to whatever outcome.
You already have.
I need you all to make a perception check, Harakai, for your awesome work and for
Oh,
schooling up the party, the Fate Chosen.
Oh,
That's 3
that's awesome.
inspiration.
Yeah.
I got a natural 20.
Well done!
first roll.
First roll.
For a total of
Perception? I think it might be either 21 or 20. Let me just double check it.
I got a 7.
4.
I got a natural 20.
Seriously?
What?
Hold the 0.
Oh no.
Drea,
7.
Perception.
Harakai,
13?
These are so
Good.
cool. I love them so much.
Thanks.
I want to like hang this up.
Perception.
Dario.
4.
Yeah, it's just natural 20.
Easy. And Thalion.
5.
Kyla, as you're looking through your file, you quickly become aware that you haven't seen the Four Swords since taking a Vil above decks. As the team discusses what they're going to do, you quickly look around, spotting them all huddled together in a corner. And in between them, you see weapons, explosives, knives, and as you watch, Ken lifts up Jed's jacket, slotting in 2 pistols before tucking it back down and then turning around and strapping a few grenades underneath his jacket.
I'm gonna approach the boys.
Meanwhile, I'll have to do something if there's time.
Yep. They as Ken sees you approaching, he quickly knocks the rest, and they quickly all turn around, hiding the bundle of weapons and items that they have behind them, turning to face you, all beaming sheepishly, trying to hide the bulky items underneath their clothes.
Not quick enough. I saw that. Listen, guys. Whatever happens, guilty or not guilty, this is only going to cause more bad than anything else.
We're not going to watch those bastards kill you, Kyla. We can't stand by idly while you're condemned to a sentence that it just doesn't make any sense.
Look, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, but there is one thing that I know, is that my life isn't worth all of yours. And everyone else, this will only cause more death. A death of few will save many. If it comes down to it, don't do it. Don't be reckless. Instead, if it does mean that I die or everyone else, live your life away from this. Do good. No bombs, no more guns.
You know we can't do that, Kyla. Aye, Lord Boulder told us to leave no friend behind. If you're going down, we're taking as many bastards
You're
with
not
us.
leaving us behind. This isn't a save adventure quest. This is a trial.
Look, if it wasn't for you and your friends, we'd still be back at that shithole shoveling manure. We owe our lives to you.
Yes.
And each of us are happily, gladly, would give our lives if it meant you get to walk free.
See, but that action, those actions, even though you're willing to risk your life, what else are you risking here? You're risking everyone's lives. Everyone's lives will be at risk.
They all kind of take a moment to pause, obviously not thinking that far ahead. They'll fight. We'll convince them to fight.
No. But I do see that. But look, instead of that, there is a threat, but no one really cares about it. If we die, there is something going on in the Skyport. Yogless, direct your anger against that.
Aye, we will. We'll set those bastards free upon these dwarves.
Oh boy, I'm not really good at this. Maybe you'll get it.
Look, Kyla. If you don't want us in danger, just make sure you win this damn thing. And if not, you freed us. Our lives are our own. And if we want to throw them away, then we will.
Yep, I'm not good at this at all. Just promise me you won't do anything. Yep.
Unless we have to. And they all nod. And you just hear a grenade fall down one of their pants.
Oh my god.
clattering onto the ground and they just sheepishly kick it back.
Do a perception check. How much are they packing?
Make a perception roll.
Like 13.
You can tell by the bulkiness and the odd shapes around their figures. They're packing enough weapons and ammo for like 10 to 15 dwarves.
Oh
Most of it is packed onto Ken, who has the larger figure, and you can clearly see shapes underneath their suits that look like grenades. Ken's got some kind of rifle with the barrels like sticking this far out of his collar, and he's just sheepishly trying to hide it.
Is there during this whole court, is there people that can like watch? What do you call it?
They are, yep. Anyone's allowed to attend, but no weapons by those attending are allowed whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm gonna message someone to help me out. Who's really good at scolding children?
What are you doing, Bjorn? Wow.
I was off to my thing. Just real quick.
Mm.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to finish this up first?
While he's looking for someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
Do you know who you're gonna communicate?
Dario.
Yep.
Can I come along? That's fine.
Hey, Dario. Look, I don't want to be a tattletale, but Four Swords are about to do something reckless, and I am gonna need some backup. Maybe you'll be able to knock some sense into him.
Well, they're gonna be reckless.
That's a good point.
Where are they?
Top den?
No, they're all in the barrack den. They're hiding away in a corner. But in the same room, they're just behind some tables and chairs in the corner.
Right over here. And you see like a hand just go like a phantom hand.
Let's go.
I follow Dario. I'm like, oh, what's that?
Floating in it.
It's kind of like it's like leading you the way.
Awesome.
In the video game.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are approaching, Bjorn, you take a second to step away from the group, I'm presuming, and
alright, so as soon as we got these files, I probably would have wandered off a little bit. Bjorn at this stage would be sort of overwhelmed with his own sort of confusions and emotions. So I'm going to go find a secluded corner, if there is one.
plenty. This once mighty, proud den would have held 2,000 strong at least, and now only holds less than 20. So there's plenty of room for you to find a quiet space.
Alright, so I'll find a space and I'll sink down to the ground cross-legged, and I will run my finger across my canine and just bite into my thumb a little bit, let it bleed. And then with my finger I'm going to trace a tattoo of a raven upon my chest and slowly pull out some phantom runes that I start to sort of paint in the air in front of me using my blood. And then when they're in a circle and the circle's complete, I'm going to use my blood to draw something and just floats there in the middle. And it's it's can't really be distinguished. It just looks like a bunch of floating blood brushes, I guess. But then I wave my hand in front of it and it takes on an image. I cast Send.
Ooh.
And the image that it takes is Skink Man. And I'll say, if someone wanted to count the 25, please. Alright. Skink Man. It's Bjorn. Skink Friend. I'm sorry. I did not wish you farewell. That's too much.
Did not wish you farewell.
That's hard. But I do wish you all the best. And miss you.
Oh.
Is that 25?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just speak into this floating image.
You cast a spell, sending it to your lizard friend. Someone want to count for me? It's 25 back, right?
Yeah, well, it's 25 there, so I'm pretty sure it's 25 back.
Okay.
I think I can double check. I can answer in a like manner immediately. So we won't actually specify 25 words, but
In a
in
like
a like
manner.
manner, so like
It's
this.
You hear back in your head as this apparition mouths the words. Why is friend talking like this? Skink Man does not know what miss is. But Skink Man wishes you were here. How many is that?
You've got 6 words left.
Suppose you wouldn't know that there's a limit, so I just
Skink Man will see you again under the warm
So it stops.
before it cuts off.
But I get the gist of what he was saying.
You get the gist.
Under the warm sun, wasn't that when you're dead? Yeah. Oh shit. Was he saying that in like a formal way or like a
Or you
I'm about
guys
to die or you're about to die?
under.
He was saying it in a way that he doesn't doubt that he will see you again, regardless if it's in this world or the next. And as the last word is spoken, the blood or the image cascades on itself, turning back into like a just shapeless, swirling pool of energy.
Okay. Stare at it for a while. And then I'm gonna reach back up and start drawing something else. I'm gonna raise my hands in front of it. And trust again. I'm cool. alright? All light always wrong. What I wish to change. How many is that?
7. You've done 7 words.
7 left?
No, you've done 7 words. No, you've done 12 words, sorry.
I will become worthy. Only then will I come home. Thank you. So Alex, I can't think of anything else.
Over.
Once again, the apparition forms into a rough vision of Eric. And you wait longer this time. And as you start wondering if a response will come, the mouth slowly opens. Just in that same calculated way of your uncle. There is a time in every man's life, nephew, where he comes to a crossroad. He can go backwards. He can stray left or right.
You've got 2 of these.
Or he can take the path most difficult, often the one in front of him.
I think that's often the one in front of you.
And those words haunting echo in your head as you watch as the shape again collapses in on itself, whirling around. Does Bjorn dispel it?
This is the one cast. I have to cast it 3 times.
Yeah, you do.
I will use my last cast. I'm going to draw. I'll take my time. This is by far the most difficult image. Oh, in my hand. You there? I'm witnessing your influences amongst your friends. They love you. I still like it. I can never forgive you. I'm coming for you.
Oh
Father?
shit!
The image in front of you is tall and broad-shouldered. His harsh face looking down at you. His eyes wise but judging. And it takes all your willpower to maintain eye contact with your father. It feels like eons as you look up, staring to his eyes, the image unmoving. And just as you lose hope and begin to turn away, you hear in your head, "Son, my son." The voice isn't his though. It's echoed and almost overlapped by something else. And in the back of your head, you hear whispers, mad but distant. But they're growing, coming closer. You lock eyes with your father again, and you feel yourself freeze as the image comes to life. And then you shudder as the hand slowly reaches out to you. It's alive, working by its own will. Björn, I love. The hand reaches and it's coming closer to your face, almost as if to draw you in for a hug. You. And just as it brushes your cheek, the image flares, the eyes widen, the whispers grow louder, mad, angrier. I will kill, I will burn, I am. The hand reaches for your throat. Archaon. You hear screaming in your head, searing pain flashes behind your eyes as heat radiates from the body, and in front of you, for a second, you don't see your father, but you see a figure taller, wider, more menacing. He wears a crowned helmet. Great horns protrude from it, and in the middle of his forehead, a burning eye that you can't take away your gaze from peers into your soul, and you hear the desperate, painful screams of your father. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Can any of us see this? Or just Bjorn?
I'll let you know in a second.
Oh, wow. That's a 0. We're all a 12 at a -2.
Oh my god.
How many words do I have left?
What?
How many words?
10.
Shit. Wait, we do have party inspiration.
Is that worse than a natural one?
The whispers are mad, chaotic, but you realize, even though they're all speaking in different ancient languages, they're all saying the same thing. Death, 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 death. The figure grows closer and closer to you. Death, death. He's pulling you. You're off your feet as you...
Can I do anything?
You cannot, as you come closer and closer to him. Death, death, death.
One more.
Life.
And the last word you hear and feel is the scream of your father, calling out your name in agonizing pain as he fights this demon from the inside as it vanishes. Your feet hit the ground hard, weak, and you don't catch yourself falling hard to your knees on the metal grates. Your head burns. And you immediately... What's your HP on?
39.
Fall to 1 HP.
Oh my god.
Wow, thanks, Dad.
The voices slowly fade away. But the desperate, agonizing cry of your father. He was fighting for you, and you know it, despite everything he had done. Despite this being that was inside of him, who used all of his power to save you. Drea and Dario, and Kyla, you are in currently heated conversation with the Four Swords, who are trying to convince you that this Mecha Xerxes ripoff that they're roughly welded and smashed together that looks nothing like a rhino is definitely not strapped with explosives. And it's simply their latest pet. You guys look to each other before looking down, and you can clearly see the sacks of gunpowder and projectiles and shrapnel that have been very haphazardly welded together. You're not even sure if this thing's gonna be able to walk, if they're gonna have to drag it, but you all realize that one false step right now would be enough to blow this den to hell.
Okay, listen. As much as I agree blowing them all up, like, really, they're a bunch of assholes. I have another idea. And that doesn't even look like a rhino. Have you ever seen a rhino? Why am I looking at you? Have you
Look.
ever seen a rhino?
It's a work in progress.
It's shit. Okay, I'm sorry, that was kind of mean. It's a work in progress. But I have another idea, okay? Okay. It's kind of crazy, but the admirals only have power because they were given power, right? And if they say we're guilty, we're guilty. What if we take that power away from them?
That's what we were thinking.
Not in that way. Hear me out. What if what if we blame this on the admirals? We're the only ones who know the cures, right? We know how to get rid of these things, but why do they want to get rid of us? Why are they trying to put our trial before all of this is happening? We convince the people, well, we try and convince everyone really, that, I don't know, they've got the worms on their brains, and they made this whole thing up, and even if they say we're guilty, we start a rebellion and we take that power from them.
They're all wide-eyed, slack-jawed, looking at you before they all turn to Dario. And Sin speaks up. Do you know what the scary lady is on about, Lord Dario?
I like rebellion as much as the next guy.
No, think about it. If we take the power away from them, it doesn't matter if they say we're guilty. No one will believe them anyways. Right? How do we know that they're going to give us a fair justice if we don't even know if... What if they have one of the worms on them? I mean, it doesn't have to be true. We just have to convince everyone. So then when they do say we're guilty, we can turn them on each other.
We've tried convincing the dwarves.
I'm not saying convince them. I'm saying instead of us being the problem, we make them the problem.
I don't know.
They can say we're guilty, but no one will believe them.
But dwarves won't believe anyone.
They're so scared right now, though.
But we tried, like, they know what's going on, but they think this is the
Exactly, but they don't know how to fight it, but we do. So we convince them
But
that they're trying to get rid of us because we know how to get rid of their problem, which makes the council the problem.
But that's the thing, getting rid of the problem. They don't see it as a problem. They don't care for it.
Exactly, because they've been made to convince that the council has it under control, but they don't.
No, yeah, but no one cares for it.
We make them care.
How?
I haven't figured out that part, but I say we take their power away. And that's where you guys come in. You come to the
You
trial.
turn around and you say that, and as you guys all turn, the four swords are no longer there. And you just see one of the side access hatches, you just see the back of a boot disappear with a trail of gunpowder.
Oh my god.
Drea,
And you're all standing there, stunned.
Oh man. If we can't even convince the four swords, how the hell are we going to convince their admirals?
I walk up to the trail of gunpowder and I separate it. Create a gap.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they were like lighting this bit. It looks like just whatever
It's up in
gear they were dragging, something was leaking, and it's going to be leaking all the way through the tunnel. But separating it is still a good idea.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll plant the seed of doubt on our own.
Honestly, I don't mind the idea.
I mean,
Just think about it.
if we make him...
What's the name of the dude?
See, the problem
The
is
wise
that
old guy?
I don't think it's
Norton.
a threat. So if we do, you know...
Half of their race is gone though. How do they not think it's a threat? That's the thing. I think it doesn't matter what they think, actually. I think what we need to get to is the people. We need to make them lose hope in the council, so then the person they look for is Harakai. Because, well, Harakai will know what to do.
Right, like we don't need to make them think that problem's a big deal. We need to make them think that this is a bigger problem.
Exactly. We turn their attention onto the council. We make them corrupt. And then it doesn't matter if they say we're guilty. We can, I don't know, get out of it, start a rebellion. Do you guys understand what I mean?
I mean, I understand you.
Is this
So it's
plan
decided.
A? Is this plan B?
This was just the only plan I had.
Well, do we try to talk our way through the court, or do we just do a mutiny?
I think we
Does
do
that
it in
answer
the
your
court.
question?
As long as that seed of doubt is planted. Because really, why are they putting this trial, why are they making it so important when they've got bigger problems? We make it so that they're trying to get rid of us because we know the cure, which means that they don't want their problem gone. Which makes the people hate them, which makes them not believe in the council, which makes the council, if they say we're guilty, it doesn't matter. agreed?
I think we need to have a group meeting.
Well, we've got like 6 minutes, so. Chop chop.
In fact, you realise you do not.
Oh shit.
The doors open up
Ah, crap.
and
Also,
you
that's what I'm the outfit.
see Brock with 20 Arcanite warriors and 3 Sky Wardens behind him. He looks down from the entry to the den, scanning the group before finding you. It's time, Harukai.
Alright, just kind of looks around for everybody and just kind of like signals them up.
You see, as you look around to the clansmen, a few of them pull their weapons closer. Some slowly start drawing swords, looking at you for any command. And you feel in your heart the sheer faith that they've already placed in you, weighing against the responsibility for their lives. They are more than ready to fight for you, and they all lock eyes with you, ready just for a single nod as they slowly cock pistols behind their backs and draw themselves to your side.
So they're all with me now?
They're slowly moving to you.
Just as they're moving up, I just want all of you to know that no matter the outcome of this trial, I want you all to protect each other, including all the other clans.
They all look at you for a second. Arvin among them, before he says, "Is that your order, Admiral?" And you can see his hand by his side on his pistol, his thumb slowly touching the hammer.
Yes.
He gives you one last look before slowly nodding, and you can see as he slowly releases the tension in his body, as do the rest of the men, and he gives them a slight nod. They move to the side, splitting themselves up evenly, flanking you guys, allowing you to pass through.
The cycle of violence ends today. As soon as the trial is done, move for the obelisk. Whether I'm with you or not.
As unison, all of them shout, "Aye, sir!" stomping their feet and putting their fists over their heart.
Okay, that's his first name. For Baron Silver! And then he turns.
Walking between them, they all stand as still as statues, facing forward in perfect formation, hands by their side, one fist over their heart, as the Fate Chosen, led by Harukai, single file march between them, up the stairs and towards Brock and his men, ready for the biggest trial yet. And that's where we'll take a break.
Oh my god.
I'm like nerve
And welcome back. So, you've made your way to the top of the stairs to meet Brock and his men. And as you approach Harakai, Brock's standing there, looking almost tired. And as you stop before him, his eyes slowly float down to the pin that's on your chest. The Admiral pin. He looks back up at you and scoffs. Couldn't even finish your engine rigger classes. You really think you can lead this clan?
You feel good? That's all I need to know.
Single file. Nothing funny. His men split up either side, allowing you to walk through, and as soon as you guys are kind of halfway between them, they all turn, creating a box around you guys, walking you out of the great barrack den doors into the open and start marching you towards the Admiral ship.
Oh, they're in shackles.
They have not shackled you.
Just before I move off, I want to kind of lean in close to Brock. Don't forget our promise.
He gives you a glance. He's marching beside you. Looks back forward and doesn't say anything.
Can I do like an insight check to see what I can like get from that?
Go ahead.
11.
There's a feeling of unease, and as he looks back forward again, you almost feel guilt on his face. Stone-faced, he quickens the march. And as you guys cross several bridges, go across several destroyed parts of the city, you're eventually faced with the great Grand Admiral ship, which floats in the middle of the city, interconnected with all the other clans and all the other infrastructure. By far the largest of the ship here, larger than the clan ships even. And as you guys approach, you hear before you see the murmuring and chittering of a crowd that's gathered to watch you on the deck. There looks like to be under 1,000 people. Most of them rival clans of Barrack Sylphan. And then small handfuls, even small handfuls of Barrack Den in green and red, spotted in tight circles together. Most of them wounded, carrying each other. Some sitting down, others pacing nervously. As they see you guys approach, all eyes turn to you. You guys can see to the left, with a bridge leading towards it, a iron cage. Large enough to fit, or the cage itself could fit about 10 people, but the platform it's on could fit about 50 people. You can see 20 guards, 10 in front of it, 10 behind, Arcanite warriors of the rival clans, weapons in hand, guarding the cages. You guys are led to it, and one by one cross the bridge into the prison. The prison itself is currently chained to the Admiral deck, but you can see two large motors either side of it, low buzzing emanating from them. And Haruka, as you step to the side, as your friends, one by one, are filed in, unshackled, the door opens and they're led through before the guards look to you, and as you go to step forward, Brock grabs you by the arm. The cage is no place for an admiral. Taken to his platform. And you look to see the other admirals on their platforms as they're small ships, almost just a small rig with a small engine and a platform just big enough for them to sit, pace around in, and a stand that holds a large book, the code. You can see them one by one stepping onto their small rigs before they slowly all float above
platforms. They're
independent platforms as they slowly float above the crowd. You're led to yours as Brock closes the door behind you on your vessel. Whatever happens here, Haruka, we were once friends. Best of friends. And I truly wish you nothing but the best.
Has he shut the door yet?
It's just like a small gate that you can both see over.
I walk to the gate and then just put my hand out.
What'd you say?
I'll see you.
In better conditions, I hope. And he takes your arm, clasping it tight, giving you a reassuring nod before letting go of your arm, banging on the gate.
Hey, Brock.
He turns around.
If this doesn't work, can you please just make sure no one else gets hurt?
You have my word.
Thank you.
The platform slowly hovers, elevating before it slowly moves to join the circle of five. A scene that you've seen many times before, and you are most of the time forcibly dragged here by Yville to witness some stupid politics or rewriting of the code or some kind of trade agreement. But as the platform rises, your eyes flick to your friends below as they're all hustled in like animals to the cage, the door slammed behind them and locked, the platform unchained as they themselves begin to rise. Then your eyes flick towards the crowd, the hundreds underneath, all eyes on your friends, the foreigners. You can see in the sea of colours only a few Barrack Zilfin. And in the few seconds that you have, you feel sick You feel nauseous. Never before in your life did you imagine that you would be on one of the Admiral's platform, fighting a case, and not just any case, a case for your life, for your friends, and for your clan. You swallow hard, taking in a few deep breaths before you move away from the gate towards the podium where a copy of the code has been laid out for you. What are you guys doing?
Cast message.
Okay.
That's the first thing I do when I get to the page. Watch them take Harukai, and as soon as his platform starts going up, I just want to message him really quickly. I'll be whispering in my breath, but you'll hear it in your head. Hey, you've got this, right? Yeah. I know we don't have much time, but I just wanted to say that a few days ago when things were tense, I said some things I didn't mean, and I want to take them back now, just in case whatever happens next. I do not think you are to blame for what happened to my father or your friend. I do respect you. I do trust you. Alright? That's all.
Harakai's going to put like both of his hands on where the code is and just look down so no one can see his lips. And he's going to listen back. I'll take those words back. I think you should keep them in your memory so you can learn from them. That's how any great engineer works. I myself said some things, or did some things that were reckless. And I've come to learn that I can't be the one condemning people to a fate they don't want to abide by. I guess you both got some lessons.
I guess so.
Talk to you after the trial.
Good luck.
And as your platform floats into space, you guys see Brock floating over before he hooks himself with this skyhook to the platform. 20 guards on the platform stand outside the cage with you guys, while Brock and another 5 sky wardens float around the platform. You guys come into place at equal elevation with the rest of the crew as Harukai finally floats in to the right of you guys. The crowd and the murmuring below goes silent before an announcer on the deck of the Admiral calls out, "Trial 6982. Sky City. versus Admiral Harakai and his friends. He says the word Admiral mocking you, and it still surprises you hearing that title before your name as you take a deep breath in and all eyes slowly turn to you. You guys can see the other admirals, all of them currently sitting in their chairs on the platform, smoking, drinking, and all judging Harakai.
Sorry, just a quick question. Because there's 6 clans, isn't there?
Mhm.
Only 5 platforms. So there wasn't an
Correct, yeah.
admiral for the last clan.
Correct, yeah. Harakai, your eyes go directly across, looking at Nelraga, the Admiral of Barrack Randall. He sits forward in his chair, elbows on knees, pipe in hand, as he watches you. Barrack Randall regardless of the situation, have always been fair with Barrack Zilfin. But as you look across at the older dwarf, judging you, much younger than him, and now apparently the rumor is true, as he studies your friends in the cage, and then back to you, you already feel a slight sense of loss of hope as he stares at you with his cold brown eyes, slowly shaking his head at you before he sits back in his chair.
Harakai's just avoiding eye contact and is looking directly at the rest of the matron. But you can see he's just sweating a lot as he makes some thing.
An eerie silence falls over the hundreds of people. And as you realize, they're all waiting for you, Harakai, to make an opening statement. I will quickly explain to you guys that you guys are now in a skill challenge.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this is a skill challenge. Shit.
It is a hard skill challenge of 10 success
Oh my god, we could fucking
before 4 failures, representing the other 4 admirals.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Oh my god.
The floor is yours, Harakai.
Oh, shoot.
Hello? So I'd like to start by apologizing to everyone. Specifically, all of my brethren that were forced to turn their arms on one another over a pointless war forged on greed and lies. I'm here to explain the truth. through the means of the code. I was not sent down to the surface to strike any deals with any civilization, any people, or any organization. I was sent down to the surface to try and find a cure for Aether. And after a few years of research, I was sent Galmaraz by Yavil Goldsmith. I should imagine this was quite a surprise to me. And I've returned it.
Well, what a very convincing opening statement. Halvarak, Grimhook, father of Brock, stands up from his seat, clapping slowly in mockery as he slowly walks over to the podium, looking at you, looking at the fate chosen, before looking down at the crowd below. Durin of the Sky City, I address you all today as cousins and kindred, no matter what clan you come from. It is true, these past few weeks, things have been tense between us. Blood has been shed on both sides. But it is all because of the constant lies we have been told by Yavil and the Barak Zulfan clan. Here we are again. You heard it yourself. He did nothing to address the conflict, the agonizing pain we have all been through these past few weeks. No. Apparently he was sent down to find a cure. There's a few chuckles and murmurs from the group. Pray tell, why would someone need Galmaraz to find a cure? And furthermore, has he found a cure? He has not.
You don't know that.
He has returned here, he continues arguing you, ignoring you, with no cure, bringing foreigners to our city, directly breaking the code. I want to remind you all why this war was started. Secrets from the Barak Zulfan clan kept from us. We were not told young Harakai was sent to the surface. If it was true that he was sent to find a cure, do you not think Yavil would have consulted us? Spoken to the panel? As he motions his hand to the rest of the admirals. He did not. And for 2 years our suspicions grew. Until finally, Captain Arvin of the Giant's Bane brought with him 4 humans. Children, of course. We could perhaps look past this, find a loophole. But then, what happened to your dear cousin, Gunled? He addresses one of the other admirals. Was it not Captain Arvin who swung at him, beating him to death with his bare hands? Aye, it was. That cunt killed my cousin. Someone's got to pay for it.
Just clarify, his cousin. This is the guy that nobody cared about.
It was almost common knowledge that even Admiral Nelraga despised his cousin. And was it not in defense of your cousin and your clan, Admiral Nelraga, that you came to me, seeking an alliance to once and for all stop the lies, the secrecy, the murderous intent of Barak Zulfin? Aye, it was. But let us not jump to assumptions. Why don't we ask your friends, Admiral Harakai? What is it you are doing here? And why has Harakai brought you here? Clearly, some kind of bond or friendship or bargain for Aethergold has been struck. Otherwise, why would you involve yourself in a war that has nothing to do with you? Speak up! The floor is yours.
Us?
You want to go first?
Can I? Well, because I assume you're going to do it.
I will if no one else does.
Well, seeing Bjorn wanting to go first, or whoever goes first, I just want Dari to pat them on the shoulder and whisper some motivational words,
Which are?
which are,
You choose your own.
yeah, choose your words wisely. We'll, I hope we see the end of this. And I'll cast Bardic Inspiration. to
Nice.
Whoever goes first.
Nice.
Fine, I look at my companions and see.
Everyone avoiding eye contact.
Sorry, just
How I should take it.
so you said this was a skill check.
It is a skill challenge, yeah.
Skill challenge. Is it like how it worked before, where you have to pick a skill?
Correct. Otherwise, feel free if you can use any of your spells or items or abilities in a creative way that obviously, makes sense.
Okay.
Happy to allow it.
I have a +7 in charisma. Just in
Oh,
case
if you'd
someone's
like to
going to go
speak.
for the charisma thing. If someone's got that, I'll go for it.
That's Salin's gonna step forward.
Oh dear lord.
Give this to you.
People of the Skyport, I am Thalion Elendor. newly appointed member of the Barrack Orphan clan.
Sylphin. Sylphin.
Sylphin clan. And more importantly, a friend to Harakai Silverbeard. Admiral Halvoric. By the way, he's speaking in Dwarvish.
Okay.
I am truly sorry for the loss of your cousin. But may I ask in return, how many cousins has your clan taken in retaliation? How many cousins have you all taken? How many cousins are yet to be taken? You have the truth of it, Admiral Noraga. It is bonds of friendship that brought us here. And for that, no payment, or deals, or bargains are necessary. We are here in support of a friend, to support his people. Unless, of course, you have any evidence to the contrary.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Do we?
Just before you do, Haka's going to ask a question. And just to clarify, there are no contracts, bonds, exchanges, or any sort of arrangement for you to be here. You are here of your own free will to aid me in helping the Caradron Oval company as a whole.
Indeed I am, Admiral Harakai.
And as I do, I'm going to cast guidance.
So I get
Also,
I get advantage on persuasions when I'm talking dwarves.
Oh man, that's
Go ahead.
awesome.
and you have
It's a good skill to
guidance
have.
and inspiration.
And by inspiration.
Yeah.
Plus 3. Oh. 19.
There's murmurs from the crowds, some of them nodding at what you're saying, others looking up at you silent. That's one success.
Whoa.
Okay, guys, aim for 19.
Do we get to choose our own skill?
Yep, choose whatever you want. Each skill will have a different DC. Each, like, based on your role playing and everything, each thing will have a different DC.
And we add our thingy onto our roll, right?
You.
Okay.
The thing is once you use a skill, you can't reuse it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the better roleplay, the lower the DC is.
Correct.
And
Okay.
sorry, does it have to be a skill we're proficient in, or can it be any skill?
I'm allowing open slate on their skills, magic, anything, but it has to make sense. And like, if it doesn't make sense and you really want to use it, DC is going to be high. If role playing is really good, I will lower the DC.
Sorry, I forgot to add my +1, so technically I had 20. Dirty 20, but.
Nice.
2 successes.
It's not good stuff.
And is natural 20 still 2
Yes.
successes?
Natural 1 is still 2 failures.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Should I go next?
The Admiral holds up his hand as a crowd's quieting down. Very well said. even in butchered dwarvish.
I speak fluent
With the
He says what he says. But that still does not clear the case that Harakai and his friends have directly broken a code. I'll bring your attention to Article 183, Section 2. He clears his throat before continuing, reading from the Codex. In order to protect the Skyport and its clans, no member that is not dwarf nor clan member may be permitted into the Sky City. Furthermore, the Sky City, including its existence, its position, or its history, must not be shared with any non-dwarf or non-clan member unless under Article 271-32.
And do you have any evidence that I've shared the history with these people, Admiral?
Well,
Excuse me. Do you know the history behind Galmaraz?
No, Admiral Harakai.
No, sir.
It's just a fancy axe, right?
It does look pretty cool, but that's... Oh,
What have I told you of this weapon?
You have constantly told me that I might not use it.
And I believe you have hit me for even trying to touch it in the past.
And did I or did I not fire a crossbow at you as well?
That is accurate, Admirals.
Success.
you can have your own individual inspiration for doing that.
Is that enough evidence?
You speak of an ancient heirloom. You mentioned nothing of the Skyport. Should I read out the article to you again? Did I ask about any artifacts?
Well, addressing that, may I bring your attention to... Yeah. To Amendment 4, Article 3, Unauthorized Intercultural Ascent. Personnel of alternate culture are forbidden in ascending to the Skyport, unless for the greater benefit of the Karajan Overlord Company. As clearly outlined before, these people are here of their own free will to aid us in interdimensional invasion.
Okay. I need the group minus Harakai to make a group deception check.
Deception?
And you to make a persuasion check.
We're doing deception.
Can we do anything before we do that roll?
I'll leave it up to you guys. Would you like to, what you guys just role played, would you like to check?
What do you mean we'd like to check?
Would you like to make a roll to see if you pass or
Wait,
fail?
did we lie about anything though?
Well, I think you have told them about Gamraz.
I haven't. About the history, I haven't.
Well, technically, Drea isn't lying. She doesn't know.
yeah, I
I
don't
think it's
Okay, carry on.
Wait, so we don't roll?
No.
Okay. Drea's just gonna step up. If I may, Your Honours. I have not known Harakai as much as the others. I am still a probationary member. I would like to think I own my spot, but I came of my own free will. My home was destroyed by something similar to this. I came to help Harakai save his race because I couldn't save mine. And I would like to use the skill survival because Drea survived through that. And she's now, I don't know, tried. Does that make sense?
That's you're more persuading them with that. So if you do, you can make a persuasion check if you like.
If I could go back, I wouldn't have ran, I would have fought. This is why I'm here. I would rather fight amongst people who care about their own people. This is my second chance to save who I couldn't save.
Tell me, Drea.
I don't know if I can assist her, but
Would you have fought your own people or fought with them?
I would have fought with them to the death.
And I just want to chip in here and say, thanks is like, truly spoken from someone who is not in this for any form of financial gain, simply trying to make the world a better place.
Can I assist them?
Nice.
I'm trying to convince the people that what they're doing is folly.
Sorry, did you say persuasion?
You can't assist her, but I will consider that with the DC.
Did you say persuasion?
Yes.
Follow Johnny.
I'm going to just
If you want, you don't have to roll the bardic inspiration, but you can save it
Oh,
and roll it after you see that happen.
yeah.
evidently Draystone understands that history is to be learned from and cannot be repeated, unlike ourselves. Has a situation like this not occurred when we first fled our mountain home, where the code was birthed in order to establish economical stability? And yet here we are, hundreds of years later, still with guns at one another's throats. Oh, guns.
Okay.
Okay, so guidance do I add plus... Oh.
Hand rolls it.
Can I use one of these?
Yep.
What'd you roll?
A one!
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna happen!
Cody?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's good. What do I add?
Plus 2 from me.
18. Should I use this?
No, 18 is good.
18.
18 is good.
And you had that for like 10 minutes.
Once again, there's murmurs from the crowd. Each cluster of clanspeople looking to their own wounded, recalling the horrors of the war and also the horrors of these creatures that now stalk their home.
Can I just say something? Can I say something else, I think? I just want to go like this and be like, each scar on me represents someone I lost in my home. Let you not be the same. Because she's lacerated.
That is another success.
Oh, yes, well done.
Oh my god.
Someone's got 20 minutes.
I'm like shaking.
Come on, guys, we got this.
You hear scoffing coming from Admiral Gunled. He stands up. Well, that's all very touching, isn't it? Although the rest are portraying their voices, you can tell that this guy always shouts, no matter what situation he's in, and he can, even from the distance that you guys are, you can see the speckle of spit and drool that covers his his beard as he speaks. But that still does not acknowledge the fact that code was broken. This is all very touching. Yet you've done nothing to address the real case here. You have trespassed, and Harakai has broken the law. I, for one, am not convinced. Murmurs and cheers come from the crowd, more supporting of the Admiral than your own case so far.
Have they not speaking clearly enough? They're here of their own free will. They're not trespassing if they're here for the greater benefit of the Krajan Company as outlined in Amendment for Article 3.
Well then, Harakai, I shall bring your attention to Article 271-32. The only exemption to Article 183-2 is that a person conducting business or trade. Furthermore, person must be verified and hold a contract of trade which must be signed and acknowledged by all acting admirals.
There is no business or trade here.
Then what brings into the Sky City?
A friend. And they're here to save all of us from ourselves.
Oh, Harakai. It seems your late master has not properly taught you the code. All persons accessing the Sky City must be approved by all admirals. Did you sign a contract, Admiral Nelrega? Nelrega, he asks. He shakes his head. Admiral Jarak shakes his head. What about you, Admiral Gunled?
Sorry.
I fucking did not!
I'll stop you right there. Could you read that article one more time?
He's young, yet his ears are...
Please hurry up.
For those who also struggle with their ears, Article 271-32. The only exception to Article 183-2 is that a person conducting business...
Are we conducting business?
You are not.
Correct, so why should we need an exemption?
Because that's the only reason they're allowed on here. Business or trade. You cannot bring your posse of friends for some kind of sick visit.
If I may speak, Admirals.
Please do. Enlighten us.
I am called Bjorn Ulfen. I represent Dellinger, a small kingdom upon the surface. I am one of their barons. And I would ask you to where an opportunity for a contract was provided so business could be conducted. How does one apply or get into communication? Upon visiting your Sky City, we have been treated poorly, not to mention violently attacked by terrifying monsters and over-aggressive soldiers. If one is to come and negotiate a contract for trade, which clearly in the code that is applicable, then how is one to do it? What opportunities are provided? Is it our fault that until this moment we have been treated like the enemy?
I know of your little kingdom.
Graceful.
And should we have wished to trade with you, a representative of the Sky City would have visited you.
What if I have wished to trade with you? Well, how do you know what I have to offer?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
But where you have an article within your code that allows trade, and yet you do not allow negotiations to conduct trade.
We choose those who would like to do business with.
And how do you make your selections?
Research.
And is this information provided to the applicants?
This is folly. Do you see, people of the Sky City, how they twist and weave and dodge the question at hand? This is not a matter of business nor trade. This is a matter of deception, disloyalty, and oath breakers.
May I ask, admirals and people of the Skyboard, do you value trade over your own lives? For if there is no Skyboard, then there is no trade. You see, we are not here to trade, but humbly here to help preserve your ability to trade. For if there is no Skyboard, there is no opportunity for trade.
We didn't ask you to come here and fucking protect us.
Correct, you did not. And yet, look at how many have fallen.
That is our business.
Until there is no ours left.
Then that's no issue of yours, outsider. Do you see, people of the Sky City, again, how delusional these people are? How delusional the Admiral of Barak Zulfin is.
But how can we be held accountable to the code if we do not have knowledge of it? How could you hold somebody accountable for trespassing if they did not know they were trespassing?
Perhaps your friend should have taught you better.
But isn't it against the code for him to teach us about the history?
Oh shit!
The crowd falls silent as a clear loophole is exposed. Do you want to continue with that point as you notice the crowd is slowly looking at each other, nodding, realizing a fault in the laws that guide them?
Dario, picking up the vibe, puts his hands behind his back and starts strutting. Pulls his chin up in the air like, you talk so confidently about your code and following it, but
Come on, down here.
but sometimes I feel like you don't even know it yourself.
There's a few. Has it done? Few chuckles and then a few scoffs from the admirals.
Oh, so I know what I was going to say.
Think about as well the skill you want to use here.
Yeah. You say how much we are avoiding the questions and avoiding the proper points. But
Did you do that?
yeah. But it seems like so, yeah. Admiral.
You can see the crowd is almost charmed more by her performance than they are by your case as you strut back and forth, head held high, motioning with your hands, making sure to click your heels hard on the graded surface that you walk on. Go ahead and either your choice of persuasion or performance.
I'd like to choose performance.
Come on,
Alright, I'm going
Come
to
on, Dario.
insert nudging. It's clear. I think now we've finally realized, people of the Sky City, that the code is easily exploitable. If a surface dweller can figure out such a disastrous loophole for your case, wouldn't you agree that the code was made to be exploited? People of the Sky City, this war was not a war of lies or anything of the sort. This was a war based on greed, and greed alone.
Okay.
If this doesn't outline it, I don't know what will.
Let's go, Dario.
Come on, Dario. Plus 3 to your roll.
Plus performance, right?
Holy shit.
I use my
Oh my
inspiration.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
If we didn't have those, we would have lost it by now.
That's right.
Come on, Dario. Other side of the dice.
I get inspiration for what I did before, right? Okay, what did you get? Are you doing guidance?
Yeah, plus 3.
Yeah, 9. Oh wait, no.
Plus your
13.
performance?
Yeah.
That's your performance.
Oh, sorry, 15.
I might,
He's already rolled.
yeah, I might bend luck and add more to that roll. I can do it after a roll.
Okay. Up to.
As you speak and do this performance, the sun shines just right.
Like a spotlight.
Kinda like a spotlight. Oops, that's the wrong one.
So I can't do performance again, can I?
Correct.
And I use bend luck plus 3.
So 18.
And then minus 2 sorcery points.
Pass. As the crowd looks up at you in awe as the setting sun portrays you in a grand, convincing, confident person. You strut back and forth, your clothes waving in the wind. You're turning to the crowd just at the right time, gesturing the right gestures, and you can all tell that although there has been no movement with the admirals, the crowd is certainly starting to waver in your favor. Heresy! Heresy, I say. Listen to how lightly he speaks of the code. The very code he speaks over you that brought us here together, built this grand city, put money in all of your pockets. Some child admiral is now here to tell you that that code is wrong. Rebel against it. These are the exact actions that led our forefathers to their own destruction. We have a code for a reason, to protect us, to fortune us, and to expand us.
May I correct you? We have a code to fortune you. And all your other animals. I, for one, will not be taking or manipulating anybody else in the Caradron Overlord Company. For a second, I dare say, let's forget about the code, people of the Sky City.
There's gasps from the crowd.
I know, what a thought. Think about it just for a second and think about the logical facts. Something we're all good at as engineers. These people are here to aid us in our endeavors. That's the bottom line. Regardless of their race, regardless of their beliefs, in this moment in time, they are here to help us. Help us from shooting one another. Help us from the interdimensional creatures that are currently terrorizing us. So I ask you again, do you really believe that this code was made for you? Or for someone else?
I have not spent much time here upon the Sky City, but I have met a dwarf who believes, as Harakai does, and I'm going to bring up a silent image of Halvin upon the bridge.
You hear gasps again from the crowd below. And above those, cousin!
We met young Halvin upon the bridge. I don't know its name, but he was ready to leap from the edge. His last words: to not speak of the death and destruction he has wrought upon his own brethren, not to mention that to the ones he loved. We convinced him to walk back, and he threw aside the code and stood with us. And for that, he was murdered. And I'll say, like, as I'm talking, I'll kind of change the silent image to how he stepped away from the bridge, how he threw his weapons away.
Are you doing this in the middle?
Just like a big screen.
In the middle of you guys? Like, you know, how you guys are floating in a circle.
So
Presume you're doing it in the middle for everyone to see. Yep.
Yeah, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I would say I do not know much of your society, but as with all societies, I would assume the admirals are not those that suffer. It is the ones that follow. Just as Halvin, just as his wife and daughter, a child. Was it like a child? What was it? What is his name?
I think it was a mother and sister.
Mother and sister.
Go ahead
No, you can go first.
and
Wait, if I say something, will it assist him?
possibly.
Dre will step next to you and she'll say, "The Admirals are right. The code protects them. They sit there for weeks, have been protected while you are all slaughtered by these creatures. Harakai and us have been here for a mere few days and we have found a way to defeat them. We saved our friend Dario from being taken from them, turned into one of those monsters. What have your Admirals done for you? But sit there and have their code protect them, not you. Have they found a cure? Have they saved any of your cousins? Have they even tried? No, they sit here because, the code protects them." Oh my god, that was so good.
I need you to what skill would you like to use first of all?
Well, I was using
Silent image.
That's my spell. Which lasts for 10 minutes, by the way, and I can sort of switch it as I go. But skill-wise, I would do.
Tie that up with a performance roll.
Okay.
And have you used your persuasion yet? I'll let you make a persuasion roll. And your DC is 10. And if you beat that, you are at +2
Nice.
to his roll.
Does my thing at the start, can I use that as guidance on
Your
this?
Oh yeah, because I was technically adding to his
Yeah.
story.
No, that into your story.
yeah, you can do that as
Yeah,
guidance.
guidance.
Will I do the roll?
Yours is the main roll, yeah.
So I roll a d20 and then add 2.
No, you're doing a persuasion check,
Yeah.
but your DC is 10. If you beat 10,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
yeah,
okay, I
you
get
had
you.
roll 2 to Ahmed's score,
I got a 12.
Nice.
which is good,
Yeah, yeah.
over 10, yeah.
So +1 from me, +2 from Drea.
Me so.
Oh!
I think it's almost like 2 successes.
You hear from the crowd below. She's right. They weren't even on the front line. Aye, says someone else. Did they even step out of the den?
That's right.
And more, you guys have done nothing to convince the Admirals, the main people you're supposed to be convincing. Yet, the hundreds below you, the veil is slowly shifting over their eyes. They're beginning to see, maybe this is broken, maybe this whole time we have just been a machine.
Oh, sister.
How
Exactly.
much of a percentage are we talking about in the crowd? Like all of it, or?
With that amazing success, you're talking close to just under half of the crowd.
Okay.
I just want to ask, like, like I said, like, why aren't any of the Admirals being convinced by our story? Because they're stuck on certain
Stubbornness,
trespass, right? But that's been proven to be
Yeah, and Harakai
like,
even said
impossible.
for the greater
otherwise.
benefit.
And they're not being swayed. They're just like, no.
We're not supposed to be here unless it is for trade, and we can't be here for trade
Just-
unless they've invited us.
Yeah, which
That's
they would
their
never
plan.
invite us, so it's
And-
like an impossible situation.
And for them, and it's clearly obvious now, that's all that matters to them. While the people,
So
They-
if we try and convince them that by the code where we have a right to be here, whatever, that case would never win.
make an insight check.
I told you
So
guys.
that was one
The
success.
people
That
start rebellion.
was you are on
How
4
many-
successes
4, 6 out of 10.
out of 10.
We got this, guys.
And luckily you had inspiration because that would
Oh,
have
we
been
only
failed.
burnt 2, and we only have 4 successes.
What is your insight?
17.
Okay. You clearly get the idea that no matter any argument, you guys obviously are nowhere near versed in the code as they are. And they will be able to outclass you every time it comes to the code, using that as the base of their case. And the more and more you speak, you realize you're landing on deaf ears. But when you address the crowd, maybe they matter more. Winning them matters more
told you
than
guys.
winning the admirals.
I told you guys.
So, Valiant.
By the way, there's no initiative to this. You all
Yeah.
jump in whenever you
That's
want.
a fun chance.
Yeah.
Let's say something.
Let's go, blue boy.
Hi. I'm
Christina Blue.
Why is that everything with a blue boy speak? It's like,
Yeah,
no
keep
game
serious.
break.
That was mine. Keep serious.
Jeez. Great, I forgot what I was going to say. What was it? I'm Kyla Mosaki. I believe I've been accused for making trades with Harukai, gaining money, but that's not the case at all. If I may, I'm not very good with words, but if you allow me, I can tell you a story through magic. Beyond, can you help me out with this one?
Got your back, blue boy.
Suborn has.
You want to do something?
Yeah.
Keep it going?
Yeah, just like try this story. Back at Suborn, my hometown was in a bad shape. A very bad shape. As the mayor was a very bad man. Well, was a shapeshifter, controlling, manipulating the place. Until Harukai,
Image of Harukai, but he walked around.
and a few others saved my hometown. And it was not for reward, not for glory, just for helping out, for doing the right thing.
An image of the combat with the mayor, your friends being thrown to the side, fighting side by side, flashes in front of the crowd.
This is how I'm imagining it, because I was thinking
I do minor illusion to help your silent image. Maybe give it that bit of more sound in the background or something. Audio and like some tweaks to your image to make it look
nice.
And that's why I followed Harukai and the others. No, wait, sorry. After that, my sister was kidnapped, and Harukai and the others decided to help. I did not give him any money for that either.
An image
Just my
of
respect.
your sister screaming in a cage flashes before Harukai fighting a Yeti in a snow wasteland flashes in front of him. He's battered, his face is red and dry from the cold wind as he falls buried in the snow before you see Thalin pulling him out. And again, they're fighting side by side as your story continues.
After we saved my sister Isabel, and we went back to Suborn, Harukai said that he needed us. Something was happening, and we all chose individually to support him. As no trade, just mutual respect. And that's why I'm here.
That's why we're all here.
None of us had struck in bargains, made deals, tried to slide with one of another. And that's what this whole code thing is lacking as well. It's lacking heart.
Arakai saved us all individually.
You,
We're here.
you see, Kyla, the dwarves on the deck, they're still bundled up in their own clans, their bright colours all shining together. But as you're speaking, Kyla, you've locked eyes with a dwarf who almost seems like the story, just hits home and hits like what he's saying. I mean, what you're saying just makes absolute sense. And you see, as they're closer to one of the other clans, a wounded soldier, his crutch slips as he falls to one knee, struggling to stand up. And he breaks eye contact from you, and you watch him walk over and hold out a hand to the rival clansman. The clansman, you can see weariness in his eyes as he slowly takes his hand. He helps him pull to his feet, puts the crutch underneath his side, and he wraps his arm around him, supporting him. As they nod to each other, looking back up at you.
As I say, as this is happening, I'm going to continue to speak. And I see this. The code is lacking heart. I mean, the heart it's like people. I forgot this bit. Yeah.
No, it's good. Keep going. You're doing good.
And that's what the code needs. It needs to be in touch with everyone. Money is not everything. It's your people.
That's what happened. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
That's fine. I need someone to take over.
That's what Harakai has. I watched him stop at every fallen soldier and offer him gold. Just so to respect them, no matter what clan it was. The heart he has, we are loyal to him because he respects us, because he fought for us, because he has nearly died for us. Just as you have fought for your cousins, Harakai is our family, and we fought with him.
Even though there's a ceasefire happening, there are still many dwarves, or Gradrons, that are still in need of help. Beyond Obelisk and the people.
A terrifying image of a black twisted stone appears with hundreds of dwarves around it, attached by these weird alien-like creatures and worms, their faces gaunt, wide eyes as they stare up at this obelisk. There's shocked gasps from the crowd as they recognize their own clansmen.
Is this whole thing more important than your own people dying right now, I swear I'm just gonna do that.
All right. Have you used persuasion? Yeah.
And someone else has used it.
You haven't used it though. You
haven't
can still use it.
Oh, okay.
So if you like, I'll let you. Actually, let's do it another way. Roll a d20 and add your choice. So you can either do a persuasion check, or I'll let you roll a d20 and add your spell modifier.
The birth plus 7. I'll use spell modifier.
Okay.
Just in case I need persuasion later.
I'd also like to add after that. So would you rather these people trespass in order to help you all, help us? Or would you rather them have stayed on the surface? I'd also like to have you all know that regardless of the outcome of this case, I've ordered what remains of Barak Zilfin to infiltrate the obelisk and take it down. So once we're done with this nonsense, I'd like to save my brethren. And I'd take all the help I can get.
And you believe that Harakai abandoned his home? It never has.
Guidance.
Nice. And I'll let you do another helping check.
Nice.
And you do the main roll, Kyla.
He helped.
Oh, I got a 6.
You can do a spell, roll d20 and add your spell modifier.
I got a 16.
So +2.
Plus 4.
Woo!
Why don't you
Let's go,
what?
let's go.
You're already at 13. Holy crap.
I got a 10.
So that's another +2.
I got a
14 plus
14 plus 7.
Plus
21.
8 from us.
Shit!
29.
Your words ring out as you look down again and you see a clansman from a completely different clan. There's like a no man's land in the middle of the deck, and you watch as a Barak Zilfin gets off the barrel he's on, hoists it over his shoulder, and walks across no man's land. Slow and confident, his eyes on the crippled soldier. His enemy, still. He's a lone warrior walking across the deck before coming face to face with these guys. Turning around, looking up at you, Kyla, and you can see the tears in his eyes as he nods to you and gives you a small smile. Turning back around, puts the barrel down and helps the wounded soldier onto the barrel. He stands there for a second surrounded by enemy clan before a larger clansman, clearly almost a graduate for a Sky Warden, big, bulky, strong. You can see people flock to him as some kind of sergeant. Holds out his hand. And the Barak Zilfin takes it and pulls him in for a hug.
Another success.
It's another success.
Is that 5 successes?
It is
You're
fine.
halfway there.
Okay, come on, guys.
Daria would just like to add to that. How many years have you guys been fighting each other with your previous admirals in charge? The display here shows what has happened when Harakai has been an admiral for 1 hour. The future with him is a bright future.
Valiant's going to step forward.
So,
Valiant's going to step forward.
People of the Skyport, Admirals, it is unfair for us to stand here and speak of your code and ask you to abandon it. For how would we know anything of your code with the way it is written that prohibits us from knowing? Nor is it fair for us to stand here and judge your upstanding admirals, for which I am sure they are, based on the very few encounters I've had with the admirals I've had the pleasure of knowing thus far. I am sure they have your best interest at heart. I cannot speak of your code, but on the surface, in a moment like this, there is such a thing called trial by combat.
Oh my god.
Whereupon, where the truth is cloudy by laws,
Without understanding speaking Polish.
Ah, damn it.
I understand. How are you guys gonna butt in?
by laws,
Sadly.
So,
whereupon a trial by combat will let the gods decide who is right in a moment of injustice. I am sure you great admirals would be willing to prove to your people that you do have their best interests at heart. And let Grungy decide for all of you.
Yes, the people by fighting them.
If you, dear Gunled, seem quite capable, would indulge me to prove to your people, of course, that you are for them. And that Grungy surely stands above your code.
I'm gonna use intimidation.
this could go really.
Go ahead.
How do I even guidance that? Kick his ass down there.
Oh my god.
Wait, is that advantage because of your belt?
No, not intimidation.
We have a coin. Just saying.
Got a 14.
You're gonna need to go high for this. This is.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna use it for you.
Wait, can I give you this guidance, or can I just use it?
No, that's just for you. How many left? One?
Wait, what if you get lower? Oh my god.
I could.
Yeah.
You can pick the higher, can't you? Oh.
I think.
It's re-roll, otherwise you use it before you roll and you roll with advantage.
I could fend luck, even though I don't know what you're saying. I could know my head.
Natural 20!
Wow.
Oh my
my
that was the
God.
best point.
What the shit?
Oh my god.
Any plus your intimidation?
Yes, I'm 24.
That could have gone.
Oh my god.
This could still go bad. I don't know what these
I
skill
want to put him on the
checks
spot in front of his people, like since they're turning.
Gunled, the clearly more hot-headed one of the admirals,
I'm trying to be humble in the way I speak as well. But looking at him quite intimidatingly.
slowly walks to the side of his rig, hands on the fence, slightly leaning over, death staring you.
I glare back.
The savage speaks well. And although I'd have no fucking problem ripping your head off, I have been thinking of late. That Grungy does stand above the code.
I just bow my head to him graciously.
In return, he stands up tall, rounding his shoulders, not trying to intimidate you, but showing his strength, and as a sign of combat respect, he gives you 2 quick taps across his heart. You knowing, Harukai, that's usually given in a draw, or it's just a general sign of respect between warriors. A ignoring all rank and position. This dwarf can clearly tell that he's a warrior just like him.
Oh, good
I,
job.
And
not
with-
knowing the meaning, I'm gonna return it. Just
And with that, you have quite possibly won over one of the admirals.
Good job,
As the crowd nods,
Oh my god.
granting you the approval of an admiral, and the crowd 2 successes.
Oh!
Successful. I don't know much about Grungy and the god. Why,
Oh my God.
Why is that above the law? Like, what?
Show them the
What
image!
just
You think what
happened?
I'm thinking?
Is Grungy like...
These people
you
have
thinking?
essentially forsaken Grungy, or
I'm thinking of
moved
something
away.
different.
That was
Oh.
good. No, how that worked out.
Yeah.
They've essentially lost faith in Grungy to a certain extent, and hence why their ancestors, the normal dwarves on the ground, you know, they still believe in Grungy and honor, and just very basic things where the Caradrim have moved away from that. But there still is, and you know, Harukai, again, you know this, especially with the older ones like Yavil and those more tended towards traditional kind of combat honor, that there is still a faint place of Grungy in their heart.
Okay. That kind of makes a little bit more sense now.
That's so lucky.
Kind of.
Halvrik scoffs at his fellow admiral. See? See how they try to convince us with savagery and once again dodging the simple fact that they have still broken the laws of our people. Look at this. Look at this below. A kind act when it suits them most. When before, I remind you again, before they are the ones who struck first. In cold blood, they beat upon an unarmed dwarf. And here, they show us honor. They show us kindness. These are not the people they are. Do not believe this facade. Remember who started this war. Remember who broke our laws. Before then, we were living in harmony, in peace. You are a fool, Gunled. a fool.
Who's speaking, sorry?
Halvarak.
Is that the guy that always shouts?
No, that is the guy who has been leading. He's Admiral of Beric Arn, father of Brock.
Gotcha.
I'm going to
No, not very much.
address Sky City. From that, how, like, what's the percentage of, like, the Sky City that's on our side at the moment? Or, like,
The general population?
yeah. Or, like, just percentage-wise, like, how many are on our side?
Roughly 70% seem currently convinced. The least ones that are currently convinced are those of Beric Arn, and oddly, those of Beric Rendell, your allies, as the Beric Rendell Admiral Admiral Nel Gregor, so I think got the names mixed up. Beric Nel Gregor has still yet to speak. He's still sitting there.
He's the one whose cousin was killed, you said? No, Gregor.
Yeah, sorry, I think got the names mixed up. So Nel Gregor is allied to Beric Zilfin. The one that his cousin was killed was Beric Admiral Drac, sorry.
The one that the cousin that got killed. Sorry, how did he get killed again?
Arvin killed him. One hit punched him
What for?
because he tried to take the four swords into custody. But that bit is never mentioned. The bit that is
Oh.
Yeah.
played upon is the fact that they struck first.
But technically, we didn't. Just saying.
Wasn't
Technically.
just playing off like what Noodle was doing with the fight and stuff. So and while the leader, I'm not getting the names, was like addressing that point and saying that they had I'll just chime up and say wasn't the cousin able to defend himself? You said it yourself, Arvin beat him with his bare fists, right? Wasn't a stab in the dark. Wasn't in the back. It was a duel between two warriors. And besides, don't we all have a cousin we want to punch every now and then? You're placing this slaughter of your own people upon a disagreement between two men, two warriors, just because the outcome of the fight wasn't in your favor.
What skill are you trying to use?
I didn't use persuasion yet.
You can roll with that if you like.
How does it pop up?
Can I use history because I'm just using what I've learned here? How's that?
Yeah.
To be frank, I understand that some actions were wrong and things were done that weren't meant to be done. But to be frank, from my perspective, I don't really care about how this war started. All I want is this bloodshed to end. This inhumane slaughter of one another. And I think the people want that too. And I'm gonna address this guy. Are you sick of turning guns on one another? Or do you want to see more innocent people killed? And he's gonna signal to pictures in the cage. I understand that some things may have impacted you and may have led to this big war. But I think it's time that we move on. Not only in this matter, but as a civilization. I mean, the world's changing. I think we change too.
Admiral Haruka is here to unite the dwarves once again. Just like he united an elf, a human, a half orc,
I'm just gonna say, so when I say demon.
and a blue boy, who have nothing in common except loyalty to Harukai. You're all dwarf, you're all brethren. If we are able to unite under Harukai, then shouldn't you be able to as well?
I'm gonna do my roll.
Sorry, I'm just gonna add on top of that. Sorry. And sorry, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not asking you to make me the leader. I'm saying to uphold our legacy and our traditions. Return to our roots. Return to Grangi.
Give up the.
Continue Yavil's legacy. Our legacy. So anyone who's interested in the benefit of returning to our roots and becoming a better civilization, please join me. And guidance. Can I guidance and help?
I feel like that's a different argument that you're making there. So we'll go with that roll.
Can I help as well?
Yeah, roll was made. What?
Yeah, I rolled.
Yeah.
So I got 9.
Wait, can I have guidance that roll and then make my separate argument? Because I technically spoke before.
Okay.
Yeah?
11.
So I can't help.
So this is the
I'll let you.
Right. Not only do I believe that Harukai can unite, but I believe, as we've mentioned before, the code has been used for the higher ups. But I believe the clans have been used to separate the people who stop them from rising up against the higher ups. And you guys are believed to be treated fairly, but they simply see you as sheep.
Okay, so I'll keep that argument separate because he was more going history, where yours was more on Harukai's, but we'll run off.
My first, sorry, I got a bit mixed up there, but my first thing was on the cousin getting beat, and then uniting the people. So I suppose I put 2 arguments forward, like joining his argument, which is sorry about that. Does that make sense?
Okay, both of you will then roll persuasion, and if you beat the DC 10, you can add +2 to that roll. So what's the roll currently sitting at?
So
11.
I did a history roll on the fighting the cousin,
Yeah.
which I got 9 on.
+2 from guidance.
I got 4. I don't give you any bonuses.
I got 12.
+2.
I don't know, should I bend luck on this? I'm gonna bend luck.
Sounds like,
Use another 2 sorcery points. As somehow Carla made you lucky, and I'm not sure. Because that's what he does. Adding a cocked dice. Adding 1.
14.
Okay. It's not bad.
Better than 9.
The crowd is a little sure about the facts stated and who and what exactly happened. But flowing from that conversation again onto uniting and moving forward, leaving the past in the past. They see hope in that. They see a future in that. And more importantly, they see a future in you, Harakai. Returning to their roots doesn't sound like a bad thing. That's neither a pass or a fail.
Whoa.
Build on it.
So, do I do my separate argument now? Okay.
A lot of the crowd is drawn to you, Harakai. As you see more and more move from directly underneath you to the opposite side so they can look up at you, see you more clearly. You see clans mingling with each other now as they all push for a spot to see you.
I was there when Yavil passed. And when he did, he didn't ask me to talk about the back then. Didn't ask me to describe the admirals. He asked me to describe the sky and the mountains. His two homes. I'm not sure if you've looked around, but at the moment, our home in the sky is plummeting. So I wish, as I said, I wish to, no matter the outcome of this trial, I wish to respect our legacy, Yavil's word, and return to our roots. And I'm going to look over to one of the older admirals.
That would be Admiral Nelraga, your ally.
Admiral Nelraga, wouldn't you like to see the mountains again? Yavil sure did. Wouldn't you like to put all of this nonsense, all these words, and how you guys gonna toss the code off the possession?
There's a few gasps, but then those are overtaken by a few cheers and claps from the crowd. Nervous, but as a few of the larger, more imposing warriors clap, a few of the smaller, it's picked up through the crowd.
But the code, Harakai. The code.
Now Raga still sits in his chair, his long beard drooped as he studies you behind a pipe. He slowly gets up, his age showing as he gets up from the chair. And for the first time, moving to the podium. The open codex lays in front of him as he studies it for a second, pipe still in hand. And he speaks for the first time. Yavil was a dear friend of mine. He has taught you well. And with that, He upturns his pipe, emptying it, the ash and the burnt tobacco in the middle of the codex, before slowly returning to his chair. He's known for a dwarf of very few words, but those words hold weight. And as he returns to his chair, you see his larger force than Barrack Zilfin, but not as large as the other clans. Almost as cold and calculating as him, march over to the other clans. And, without order from him or anything, and very robotic-like, hold out their arms to the clans, and in almost single file they go down, grasping the hands of the warriors at the front before all gathering next to the other clans looking up at you. That's a pass without a roll.
Hey, nice.
Good role playing.
But the code, Harukai. The code that Halvoric holds so dear. Do you not, Admiral Halvoric?
I will not have some beast make a mockery of our civilization.
Oh, no, but of course not. But if you would enlighten this beast's insolence of the code. For in my insolence, I am unsure of who or what wrote the code.
Smarter dwarfs than you.
Smarter dwarves.
Orc.
And how many dwarves since have made amendments? For all I hear is amendment such and such of the code.
He scoffs, not really finding a valid argument to stand ground on. Instead, he turns. Is this really happening? Addressing more the admirals than the people themselves. Are we really letting an orc, some humans, and God knows what that child is? It looks like the demons that attack us. They all use magic.
My apologies, Admiral Halvoric. I just realized I offended your code. Of course you cannot enlighten me, for it is against your code, is it not?
You sit down.
I want to do a performance to just try and
You're
point in a mocking way how
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm hoping someone else picks up the performance as well. My performance isn't great.
Harakai's, I don't know if this is going to help, but Harakai's going to turn to Admiral Halvoric. Admiral, I believe this argument is done. And he's going to turn back to the Sky City. Well, these people of the Sky City. I'm glad that the truth has come to light. And, I think we best get ready to save our brethren.
This argument is not over.
Look around!
There is a law to follow. He looks flustered, angry, not the calm, collected admiral that first started this trial. He can clearly see he's losing favor with the admirals and the crowd, clearly.
To clarify, Halvoric, are you meaning the original code or the amendment of the
Shut up!
of the amendment of the
Shut
law!
him up, Brock! And Brock, you can see floating there, looks at his father and slowly shakes his head. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to the clan name. You all are.
Well, at least he's a disgrace to the family. And Haruka's going to turn off his podium.
And with that, as you turn around, then I will do it myself. And before anyone can react, a shot rings through the air.
No reactions?
I can't be surprised. Can I react and jump in front of it?
You can't, you're in a cage.
Oh, shit.
No, like reaction action?
No reaction.
It's at me?
Haruka.
Oh, I thought it was at Brock.
You feel something light pass through your back and out your chest before you hear the ring of the shot. And as you all watch, a pistol, small and concealed, has been drawn by Halvarik and shot at Haruka.
No roll or anything?
No roll or anything.
What?
Am I unconscious?
That's a bit bullshit.
You look down as you see the blood slowly pouring from the wound. It's missed your heart, but it's in the middle of your chest. What do you guys do?
Don't have healing word.
How far are the podiums?
From each other, there would probably be 100 feet span between each one.
And sorry, we're caged all the way around.
Correct.
How far away are we from?
Dimension door to Harukai.
Go ahead.
Take someone with you that can heal.
How
I'm
far
gonna leave
away
the door
are we?
open.
To who?
For one
To
other
Harukai.
person.
How
You're
many
probably about 300 feet away from Harukai.
Can I do anything?
What would you like to do?
What are the people doing seeing
Yeah.
this?
There is a commotion of emotions down below. There's weapons that have been drawn by some of the Baraka-back clan, while others tackle them down. Shots are fired below. You see the guards that are around you, all from Barakan, pull their weapons on you as they all cock 'em. You see Brock in slow motion holding out his hand, yelling at them to lay their weapons down. But none listen.
Can we do anything?
What are you guys doing?
Wait, aren't there other people on the stand as well from not Barakan?
No, they're all Barakan.
Really?
Oh my god, this was planned. Little
What are you guys
shit.
doing?
What do we have time to do? Anything?
Sorry, just
Something
the
very
people
quick,
on
they're
the
about to
podium.
shoot you.
Just the people on the podium have drawn weapons. Is that what you're saying?
On your platform.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And people below that are also
yeah,
Barakan.
people-
How many?
Yeah. There's 20 guards on your podium, along with 5 Sky Wardens, one of them being Brock, who currently has a pistol to his head from one of the other Sky Wardens.
Wait, is there something
Are they
controlling the podium? Okay, like, is there like a lever on the podium?
There's some kind of mechanical instruments on each side, similar to what you've seen on a Sky vessel.
This chain, how thick is it?
Pretty thick. It's thick iron bars that are crossed.
Can I? Sorry, if someone else has to do something.
Because it's just something quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Dalian's going to drop to his knees.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to yell out.
See the justice of your code, Skyport.
You have enough to say 2 words before these guys are going to pull their triggers on you guys.
Can I So I would recognize the control panel and the basics on how it works.
Yes.
Can I summon Unseen Servant and just get it to smack like the off button?
You can go ahead and make an intelligence check to see what button you're pressing.
Same time.
This is all in slow motion, so you've just seen the Harakai. These guys have pulled up their guns and they're just about to shoot.
But I have Dimension Door straight away.
Podium.
Yep.
Swap him behind him and pull his own arm with the pistol up to his own neck.
Okay, so you're dimensioning door as these guys are Misty Step as these guys are pulling their trigger. So this is all happening at the same time. I'll tell you guys what's going on.
At this point, I've taken off any bits of clothing, maybe my scarf. I'm trying to put pressure to the wound to stop the bleeding.
Harakai's on his own podium. Oh, okay. You're dimensioning door then as they're about to pull the triggers. So you think slow motion. They've raised, as soon as this shot happened, they've raised their pistols at you guys, their rifles, and they're about to shoot you. So think slow motion. You're Misty Stepping. You've just thrown a dimension door open, pulling off your scarf at the same time. What are you doing?
Dre's going to cast Erupting Earth around the Fate Chosen.
Nice. All right. You focus your energy and you start pulling...
So
whatever
Dre
dust and dirt.
Yeah, drop to the floor and then raise it up and just earth will surround us, erupting earth, 120 feet by a 20-foot cube. So it'll just be around the Fate Chosen.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to throw myself on top of Dre.
Okay. Running towards Dre, you're tackling her to the ground as you...
No, not tackling her, when she gets signal to do...
Oh, gotcha, yep. As you see a clear rifle just pointed at her. You rush over, sliding hard on your knees as you're using your own body as a blanket as to cover her as she screams, focusing her energy into the ground.
So if it's around us on 120 feet, but 20-foot cube, would it reach the guards on the other side? Because if they're in the area, they must make a dexterity saving throw.
They would be. What'd you get?
I got a not natural.
Not natural one, okay. Awesome. Alright. So, all at the same time, you're sliding over to Drea as you see her eyes widen, her head thrown back, and a feral scream as she focuses her energy into the ground. You can see earth rising up, tangling itself around the cages. As shots are fired, Dario, you can see some kind of controls, and you've cast your servant as he reaches out, slamming a whole bunch of buttons, and you can feel it's not the desired effect that you wanted, but it will do as the whole platform starts to violently tip up. You're disappearing in a flash, and you're that sickening moment between disappearing and appearing as your body phases out and it's appearing on the platform, while you, Kyla, the door is open in front of you as you hear a bullet whizzing past you. You can see Harakai on the other side as you launch yourself, as your friend falls to his knees. You're launching yourself, screaming as you're pulling off the scarf off your neck.
Sorry, do I have time to rage? As I'm gone?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do I have time to rage, mate? Time to quicken a spell, maybe? To do another thing? I don't have the healing potion. Does someone have...
Did you leave the door open?
Well, technically, I have to take someone with me, but no one's coming with me, so... Can I get a mage?
Yeah, you didn't know.
That's right. Remember, it's a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's all overcome by a loud, thunderous boom. The flash originates from Harakai as lightning soars from the sky, striking him, and it blinds you as it flashes through the door. Shots ring out. Something hits you on the shoulder as the rest go off course as they shoot wildly, trying not to fall off the podium. You've misty stepped onto the platform, drawing the gun underneath his chin as you're blinded by this flash. Everyone's ears are ringing.
He's been chosen.
Harakai. You slowly raise your eyes to the golden figure that's appeared in front of you. A golden silhouette of light and angelic presence. The tall, over 6 foot figure is clad in the most beautiful armor you've ever seen. Great shoulder pads hug his frame, while his torso is clad in great golden armor. You can see etched in the middle of it a lightning bolt. Around his waist, the creature wears the most ornate tunic you've seen. There's something odd about him as your vision blurs. Is that a tail? Is that fur?
Wait.
And as you slowly look up, you see the giant silhouette of a massive lion. His golden, majestic mane framing his angelic face. His golden eyes staring down at you. You must be dead, you think to yourself. But Athos smiles down upon you. And in his hand, he holds a hammer. Bronze, shining, gold. It's brilliant, the most beautiful hammer you've ever seen. He looks down at you, smiling. And in a voice that is rough but angelic, the board is set.
Oh my god.
And the pieces are still moving. Do not concede yet, friend. He sees you. And with that, he grasps your hands and puts them around the hilt. You feel fire burning inside your body as you're lifted into the air. You don't know if it's your scream, but screams fill your ear. You see the face of your mother, a distant memory, your father. And then it all disappears. There's no wound on your chest. You're on your feet. And the only remains of your friend is this beautiful bronze hammer. Silence fills the crowd. Thalion, you slowly get off of Drea as the platform rocks violently back into place. Earth surrounds you guys. Pieces of broken earth where the shots have been through clearly give you visible holes around as you guys look down, seeing the stunned crowd, some at each other's throats. You see Björn, pistol arm wrapped and pistol underneath Halvarik's head. Kyla, you've been thrown back from the blast. And as the door closes, as the door lays there whirling in front of you, You see Harukai, but he's different. And then somewhere from the crowd, someone calls out. It's Arvin. 4 swords by his side, weapons all drawn in the thick of the fray. By Grungy. His voice coarse, but it's him. All hail King Harukai, Lord of the Broken Fleets. He drops his weapons, staring up at you in awe as he drops to a knee. And with a rustle of armor and leather, everyone but Admiral Halvarik takes a knee. The first time in Caradron history that they have bowed to someone. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my god!
Wait, what did it look like? Does it look
Join us next time to find out what happens with the fate chosen. Remember, subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Oh my god!
Is it like
What? Hey guys, this is Jay. I play as Kyla. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, keep spreading that mythic word.